Hi everyone, this is SusanDintino, and I'm going to get started in about a minute with my super full moon broadcast. So I welcome each and every one of you that are tuning in, and let's see, I know I'm supposed to get started at 12 noon, but I just wanted to make sure everything was working. So I came on a little bit early. So what we're going to be doing is just checking in with everybody, saying hi. I will be doing mini readings throughout the broadcast. I'm just noticing that the comments are not going like they normally do underneath, so I have a feeling it's going to be a challenge getting in my mini readings with your questions, but I will certainly do my best, and I certainly welcome each and every one of you. So let's get started. Basically, we have got so much going on, astrologically speaking, coming up this week. And what I've been trying to do is on Saturdays at around 12 noon Eastern time, right before a full moon and new moon, I've been coming on Facebook Live to give you some ideas and tools as to what is the best way to navigate the energy. And I was really excited that it all came together and I was able to do it with you for this coming event, because this has got so many things happening that I really want you to be all prepared. So what we're going to do is we're going to begin the broadcast with me telling you a little bit about this energy and some of the tools that I think will benefit you as you proceed. And then once we get that out of the way, I'll be happy to take some questions. Certainly you can ask questions on the topic, and also I'll do a few mini readings, as many as time allows. So let's get started. So January 31st, which is this coming Wednesday, there is going to be a full moon. Now, it's called many things, okay? This full moon is a blue moon. And what that means is that it is the second full moon in a month. So when we hear the moon is referred to a blue moon, that's what it means. I think all of us have heard that once in a blue moon comment. So that's exactly what this is saying, that 2 moons, right around, like I say, the beginning of the year, we had a full moon, which was a great way to start with that wonderful, brilliant light energy. So it's a blue moon, and it's also a super moon, and what that means is that it is very close to the planet. With it being close to the planet, it appears to be larger and brighter than it normally is. So we've got those 2 things going on, and then a lunar eclipse. Now, a lunar eclipse is when the moon is completely blocked by the sun. All of this is happening on the same day. So as you can well imagine, this is a very rare occurrence. So again, this is this Wednesday, Eastern time, it's around 8:27 a.m. And all of these things will be coming together. The moon will be at its height, so to speak, at that time in the morning. But I'm sure it's going to be visible throughout the day, depending where you live, what time zone you're in, as to how you see this and when you see this. So I highly recommend that you check out exactly what time this lunar eclipse is going to occur in your neck of the woods, because it should be, if it's visible, really something to see, because the moon will be totally blocked out. So check out that time. So what does all this mean astrologically speaking? And again, I do so much of this information for you intuitively. I am not an astrologer, so I always want to begin by saying that, because I know that there's many people that are well versed in this field, and it's a very complicated field. So what I tell you is as much as I know, and then intuitively what I'm feeling about this full moon, how I think it's going to impact us. First of all, probably you might already be feeling some of the energy of this full moon. It's falling in the astrological sign of Leo. Now, Leo's, it's a fire sign. Leo's Hear Me Roar. I always think of that Katy Perry song. As a matter of fact, that's my ringtone right now. You know, Hear Me Roar. So I always think about that when I think of Leo. You know, they like to be the center of attention. They like to be heard. They like to be paid attention to. So this full moon is telling us all it's time for us to really pay attention to who we are, what it is that we would like to say, what we have to offer right now to be of service, not only to the planet as a whole, to ourselves, to our family. What is it that this full moon is calling us to do. Then I think if you do have any access to your chart or in any way can find out, it's really significant where this full moon is falling in your chart. For instance, this full moon for me is falling in the 6th house, which is my house of health and service. So when I looked into what all of that meant, basically what it's saying is that for me, it's time for me to really, decide what it is I would like to do as far as service goes, which I find that amusing because I feel so much of what I do is certainly being of service. But that is something that really is very important for me because it's in my 6th house. Also, it's very interesting because since the first of the year, I've really been making a conscious effort to clean up my eating. And I'm not going to use that dreaded word diet, but I've been really keeping and paying attention to what my triggers are to grab for the sweets. I have a perennial sweet tooth, and I have totally gone off of artificial sweeteners, which I'm so proud of myself for doing. So I feel that's one of the reasons why this full moon is lightening up that part of my chart, because it's really reminding me to really realize that the body is a temple and to take care of it as much as I personally can. So again, where is it falling in your chart? If you have access to that information, it would be a great time to look into it. So, Leo, where is it in your chart? Okay, the other thing that's interesting about this full moon, and I found this so fascinating with everything that's going on right now with women, with people exposing any type of abuse and everything that's been going on, that we've been really being enlightened as to some of the challenges that people have faced in Hollywood with sexual harassment. And this full moon is so much focusing on the woman. Because of where it falls astrologically, there's a strong emphasis on women. So it's time for you to be a superwoman, and it's really time for you to realize how much you do as a mom, as a wife. So not only whatever you might be doing career-wise, but also how important that is for you as your role in the divine feminine. So you might really be feeling a lot of pressure to really take a good look at your relationships. Are they in balance? And this goes for all the relationships in your life. It goes for your love life, your siblings, your children, your friends. Where are all of these relationships standing? And I know, for those of you that might not know, let me reintroduce myself. If you just tuned in, I'm SusanDintino, and I come as often as I can and do these Facebook Lives. I also have a radio show called The Night Shift, which is every Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on W4CY Radio. So much of which I talk about during these Facebook Lives, I also talk on my radio show. And I also do mini readings on my radio show. So just know that, because I know so many people enjoy it, and I enjoy giving them as well. I'm a published author by Hay House proudly, and the name of my book is Songs of My Life, Slightly Out of Tune. I do all different types of intuitive work. Everything about me is on my website, which is SusanDintino, and that's DINTINO.com. So, just getting that out of the way so you know who the heck this is that's talking to you. So now, when we focus on ourselves and we look at balanced relationships, I always like to remind everybody that I'm not saying, well, you have to, every time you give something, you have to expect to receive. So it's a total balance of what your relationships look like. And that's a very naive way to look at it, I think. What I'm really talking about is the fact that, say you're on a teeter-totter, I like to use this metaphor, in your relationships, and when it's totally in balance, it looks like this, which is almost like an inertia type of metaphor. So what we want, in my opinion, in a balanced relationship, is there's times that you're up at the top of this teeter-totter and you're giving to the people that are down here, okay? Now, what's important for all of you out there that tend to be perennial givers, you really enjoy doing that. But after a while, it gets a little bit tiresome if this person does not flip the teeter-totter and come up here and giving to you as well. So when we talk about being in balance, it's this rotation. Sometimes you're receiving and sometimes you're giving. And people will say to me, well, Susan, it's more blessed to give than to receive. But what I like to point out is that if there are no receivers, there's nobody to give to. So by you allowing yourself to receive, you give other people the opportunity to give. So it's really a very important idea that you allow yourself to receive as well as give. So with, again, the astrological placement of this full moon, we're really focusing on women in their power. What, again, is it that you want to do? Are there things that you've been holding back? And one of the things I am going to refrain from doing is talking about how fast time goes by. I am really focusing, too, on staying in the moment. So we know we're in a brand new year, and I invite you to appreciate each and every moment of this year and look, again, at what the things are that you'd like to bring into this time in your life, and this time that you're blessed to be on the planet. What does it all mean for you? So when you look at this full moon energy, and I really invite you, even if your climate is such you don't see the full moon, on sometime during the day, this Wednesday, again, this is the 31st, make sure you get outdoors and just breathe. Soak in that energy. As I said, whether it's visible to you or not is insignificant. What's important is that you soak in that energy. If you've got some new crystals that you would like to charge or clear, wonderful time during full moon. And it doesn't matter whether you can physically see it or not. What's important is that it's that energy that's there. If you find yourself having difficulty sleeping through this time, and often that'll happen, try and really to maybe get up and look, maybe go into a brief meditation and say, okay, what is it that I can bring up right now that I'm supposed to be thinking about? Is there, again, an inspiration, a motivation? So try not to get caught up. And I know it's difficult if you've got to get up at a certain time in the morning and thinking, oh my gosh, I'm not sleepy. But try taking a breath break if that's happening. Getting up and just taking a few breaths. Maybe saying a little prayer. What is it that I'm supposed to be listening to at this time of night? What's going on, or this early morning? So utilize this energy as much as you can. What's so interesting, when we have a full moon, it's always shedding light on our lives. Obviously, it's when the moon is the brightest, the sun is shining to make it just as brilliant as it possibly can be. But with this lunar eclipse, we're going to be losing that sight as the sun blocks the moon. So I feel that we're also going to be getting some insights into our shadow side. Often, again, talking about Leo specifically, the shadow side is sometimes they become so overpowering with wanting their own way that can be the negative aspect of being a Leo. So maybe take a look at your astrological sign and what are your shadow sides. And remember, it's important we embrace these. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And part of a human experience is these shadow parts of ourselves that really we need to look at and embrace. You know, not beat ourselves up for the way we might feel that we could, be different. Embrace that part of ourselves. Certainly if you're somebody that recognizes and integrates everything together into your energetic body, it's going to assist you in being compassionate, being empathetic, striving for perfection, where you set yourself up for all of these standards. And I think that really happens this time of year, where we think about resolutions and really being perfect. Remember, you are perfect. You are perfect right now exactly as you are. So keep that in mind. So enjoy this beautiful blue moon energy. And I like to add a couple things. So first thing I'm going to talk about is the chakra that I'm going to emphasize during our little time together here, and what I invite you to look into. I think this is really a significant time for the throat chakra. And the throat chakra, again, if you're unfamiliar with the term chakras, these are spinning discs of our energetic body, specific colors. And when they're cleared and spinning, it contributes to our energetic health. The belief is that not only does it contribute to our energetic health, it contributes to our physical health. So if the chakra is out of balance, isn't cleared, you might have something in this area like a sore throat, you know, that type of thing. And again, all of this is based on what resonates with you. So today we're going to talk about this chakra, which is sky blue in color. Okay, so with that, we just, again, maybe just visualize. I am wearing turquoise because turquoise is a great stone for opening the third chakra. And obviously, I need to be able to talk and make myself understood. So I utilize this for this talk that we're doing today. So I want you to think about this. Think about speaking your truth. And when we talk about speaking your truth, I'm not saying that you're running around telling all these lies. I'm saying, do you express how you feel? Do you let others know? I just remember, and I'm much better with this, I did not want to hurt anybody's feelings ever. And what I would do is say somebody said something that offended me, and I would have been very justified to just kind of stick up for myself. And again, I'm not saying confrontational, I'm just saying defending myself. And what I would do is rather than, you know, say anything, I would just kind of swallow it. You know, I would just say, okay, you know, I don't want to start a fight or whatever. And then not long after, I would go and say this was a friend that had said something to me. I'd go to another friend and I'd start talking about the friend that said something about me. So rather than telling the person how I felt, I'm off telling somebody else and talking about this other person. Well, I really thought that that was fine until I read the book, The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And one of the agreements is be impeccable with your word. And what he pointed out is that even when you're speaking about somebody, you're sending energy. So I learned that, okay, I thought I was being nice by not confronting the person, but in reality, I was being just as destructive because words are energy, and I was sending those negative words. So I want you to think about that, especially if you do have something in your life that you need to speak out about, or you're passionate about what's going on right now in the world, be it with the sexual harassment, be it with politics, be it what's going on in your community. Take the time to speak your truth, to just kind of, you know, make sure this chakra is open. And really, what you can do is just kind of go over this. And those of you that sense energy, you might feel a little pressure. Like if I do this, I can feel a little pressure. When I do this, I can actually feel this chakra spinning. So this will help you to ascertain whether or not it's opened, it's closed. So just pay attention to that. I actually sprayed myself with a essential oil, and it was a combination of oils for the throat chakra right before I came on. So there's essential oils, all different things, like I say, the turquoise tied into this chakra and helping you to open it. So looking at that, the crystal that I want to talk about today, because I always like to recommend a crystal, is fluorite. And this is a pretty big piece of fluorite. And this is a great crystal to help you with meditation. Okay, the important thing about fluorite is it's a great electronic energy diffuser. So if you get yourself some fluorite, and this is a big piece, you can easily get a little stone. Back in Buffalo, I have a little triangle of it. Keep it by your computer or where you do a lot of your work electronically, because this helps to diffuse that energy, keeps it pure. It also helps with clutter. So if you put this crystal somewhere where you're not going to have a lot of, you don't want a lot of clutter, just this will remind you, hey, keep your workspace organized. And again, because we've got this full moon going on, it's a great time to look at your surroundings, do some clearing. What is it that you want to bring light to? Keep that in mind. Full moon, it's all about bringing light. So this is the fluorite. The flower that I thought would be a really good flower to use, and this is by Robert Reeves. This is his flower therapy deck of cards. And when I do the mini readings, what I'm going to ask you to do, I'm going to be using either this flower deck or the archangel deck. So I'll either pull a flower for you or an archangel So just kind of put in the comments, and hopefully, as I said, these are all going, this ought to be a challenge reading them, but I will. Just let me know what card you'd like me to pull. So I'm pulling here a white rose for everybody. White rose is such a beautiful flower when you want to clear the energy in your home. And I don't know why, again, this is all intuitive, and I just really felt, at first I was going to go with the sunflower, and for some reason I was getting, no, it's white rose time. If you want to clear your own energy, you can take a white rose, wave it around your body, affirm that your energy is cleared and balanced, your aura. Again, remember, 3 feet, egg-shaped, should be around you, just nice and fully intact. And it's a great, just wonderful flower to have a bouquet in your home. So let's see if you can see this. And then I actually dropped my glasses, so I'm going to get these. And so what this says is purification. By purifying your life of negative people, places, and experiences, you attain true peace. So again, this falls so much in line with looking at in our relationships, looking at what it is that we really want ourselves to be enlightened to. And again, this is going to really bring some of your relationships up to be thought about, up to be discussed. And again, talking about speaking your truth, remember, if you have a friend that maybe it's just about communication, maybe you feel that you're always there when they call on the phone, and then when you have a problem, they're never there. So really, let the person know. Give them an opportunity to say, well, gee, I never realized that. I never really understood. And you might be able to salvage the relationship. Again, speaking your truth. This is from, I'm going to just jump back, Natural Beauty and Authenticity. This is from Crystal Angels by Doreen Virtue. And what it's saying is, be yourself as God made you naturally, attractive and lovable, inside and out. Okay, and this is the fluorite card, and again, this is not a picture of the crystal. This is just, and I like this deck just because it's a little bit different. So if you enjoy working with angels and want to throw in a crystal there, you can check out this deck. Again, this is Crystal Angel, and I've used this angel before because Archangel Haniel is so tied in to our moon cycles. Great angel to call women out there when you're going through any of your feminine cycles, you know, premenopause, menopause, your monthly, whatever it is that you might be going through. Archangel Haniel, her name means grace of God. She will help bring grace to the situation. She's going to be a wonderful angel. Look at the beautiful doves, really reminding us about peace of mind and really keeping ourselves together. She's going to be a wonderful angel to work with during this full moon energy. So this is Archangel Haniel. This is from the Archangel deck, also by Doreen Virtue. Her color is a pale blue to almost a white blue. So when we talk about colors with angels, if you find that you just really like catch a glimpse of a color out of the corner of your eye. For instance, Archangel Raphael, very tied into emerald green, amethyst, that deep purple color with Archangel Michael. You know, explore the idea that you just might be catching a glimpse of these angels out of the corner of your eye. So just keep that in mind. And then lastly, I want to talk about the essential oil. I like to recommend an essential oil, basically because we're getting, you know, all of these tools. And the one that I chose today is eucalyptus. And because there are so many people out there with colds, I had one. It's one of the reasons why I didn't do the last full moon. I didn't do the new moon, because this cold would not go away. And eucalyptus essential oil was my best friend. I would sprinkle it in the shower. As a matter of fact, as I was getting ready to talk to you about all of this, I remembered that I used the last of it. I've got to order some. It also is great for clearing the energy in the home. So you can use it as a diffuser. Be cautious using essential oils directly on the body. Some of them will be too strong, so make sure you check that out. But what I like to do, like I said, with a cold, or sometimes when I just feel like I want to open everything up, I just put some drops in the bottom of my shower, let, you know, the steam come up, and again, with my cold, I used it all the time. In a bathtub, you could do the same thing. So, before I get into looking at these sideways comments, basically what we have here is the full moon in Leo. Super moon, because it's very close to the earth, it's going to seem brighter and bigger. Blue moon, because it's the second full moon of this month. Once in a blue moon. Lunar eclipse is going to be happening all on January the 31st. So pay attention to your light side as well as your shadow and dark side. The chakra I'd like you to think about, focus on, and again, if you're not familiar with the chakra system, if it interests you, take a look at it. Throat chakra, okay, right here, sky blue color. Think about speaking your truth, how you feel. Essential oil, eucalyptus. Crystal, fluorite, I'm recommending. And again, flower white rose. So I think I covered it all in this little recap. It will be up on YouTube. So if you get a reading and maybe weren't able to take notes, just know that this will be up obviously on Facebook, but then I put it on my YouTube station, which is my name, SusanDintino, and I'm also going to get it up on the home page of my website, which is SusanDintino.com. Just a reminder that I have all different services. If you're looking for a reading to start your year out, please visit. I have all different price points. Also on the home page of my website, right now I have a free house clearing meditation, and with this full moon energy, it would be a great time to do it, especially coming right after the holidays, getting the holiday decorations down. Might really want to think about doing that meditation. It's great for every day, especially good if you're entertaining, people are coming to the house, or maybe you're selling your house. Great tool for selling your house. Also, if you have workers in your house, you want to clear your house, it's a great tool to use. So that's over on the home page. So I am going to check out these, do my best. Let me know in your comments if you would prefer a card pulled from a Flower Therapy deck by Robert Reeves or the Archangel Angel deck by Doreen Virtue. So I am going to scoot up here and see what I can see here. Scroll through the comments. Say hello. Okay, hey Monica, Sabrina, hello from Wisconsin. Oh, Tatiana, hi, I'm so glad you're joining me. Tatiana, wonderful musician, intuitive. Her Facebook Lives are fascinating. Check those out. Okay, let's see. Hello, Bridget. Thank you so much for joining. Gail, hey. Let's see who else we have here. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Joy, hi, Joy. And again, like I said, I am looking. Oh, thank you, Gail. I'm glad. I just got my hair done. Hey, Sharon. Welcome, Jean. Yeah, Jean is saying she already feels the moon, and I totally agree. This has been some crazy energy already. I also am feeling the moon. Okay, let's see. So Monica's saying, Susan, I'm planning on opening a healing center for people and animals in Arizona. What do the archangels have to say in regards to that? Okay, so let's go to the Archangel deck and see. And again, when I am doing these, you will see me shuffling and making sure I put old Archangel Haniel back in the mix. And again, for those of you that might be a bit unfamiliar with using oracle cards and doing readings and things like that, just know that there is really no wrong or right way to do this. If this is something that you're interested in, want to pick up an oracle deck for yourself, you can certainly start doing your own readings. You don't need an extended education. So much of it is just learning as you go. So keep that in mind. So let's see what the archangels have to say for you. Okay, Archangel Michael. Well, we couldn't have asked for a better angel to come up. And he's saying, remember who you are. All right, so I'm first of all getting a very strong hit that this is going to be a successful venture. The one caveat I'm getting is to make sure you take it slow, okay? So what I mean by that is, what I'm seeing, I think you have the type of energy that likes to just run with things. It's really important to get this going that you take it slow. I'm seeing lists around you, that you're going to make lists to make sure that you've got priorities set up. I also feel that there's going to be people out there that can help you. So don't feel like this is something that you have to do on your own, or you have to do everything by yourself. Just know that you have the capabilities and the really certainly have the what's the word I'm looking for? Just know people can help you. I know you like to do everything yourself. You know, maybe a bit of Leo in your chart where you like to be in control. I think so many of us are like this. But this is really reminding you, Archangel Michael wants to help you. Remember, you have the power. You can make this dream come true. But as I said, I'm getting a strong hit for you to take it slow. Call on Archangel Michael to help you in this endeavor. I do see success around it, and I think it's really an interesting concept of doing people and animals in the same center. So many people are so, you know, really tied to their pets, and I think there's a mutual type of energy that goes back and forth. So remember who you are. You are a powerful, loving, and creative child of God. You are very loved. So Monica, thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, so let's see who else we got. Hey, PJ, Sanel, okay, so let's go. Okay, an Archangel card, please. Anything the Archangels want me to know. So Sanel, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. So let's go to the angels and see what angel message. And this is another thing too, that sometimes you don't have to have a specific question. You just want to know what it is your angels want you to know. Be it the archangels, be it our guardian angels, and we all have guardian angels just ready, willing, and able to help us. All we have to do is call. So let's just see what archangel we pull for you. Well, believe it or not, I just pulled the same one from you and for you that I pulled for Monica. And it's so interesting because this happens to me all the time on my radio show, where I will be pulling cards and the same ones will come up as much as I'm shuffling. So for those of you that tune into my radio show, and again, that's the night shift at 7 p.m. on W4CY radio, you see this really happens because you can't see the cards, but you can see me shuffling and know. I think too, you've got a creative project that you've put on the back burner now. So just know that you've got a strong heavenly legion that's ready to help you. So if there's something that you've been procrastinating on, just know that you've got really a very strong group of divine beings that want to help you. So I'm feeling like it's really an important time for you to realize about these divine helpers and knowing that you can really do whatever it is that you set out to do. I feel like there's a wish unfulfilled. I think that's what I am trying to say. So there's a wish unfulfilled. So just keep that in mind and know that you can make your wish come true. And I'm really getting a strong October connection. And I'm not saying it's going to take that long or whatever, but something significant is going to happen for you in October. So keep that in mind. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Okay, so PJ, did my first Angel Tarot readings last week, okay? What do the Archangels see for this in my future? Love and blessings. Well, thank you, PJ. And so what she's saying is, again, she just started doing readings. I'm not sure if she's doing this as a career or something she's doing for herself. But again, this is just such an interesting thing to be involved with. And I know so many people on my radio show have never even heard of these oracle decks, so I tell them about them because I think even when we look for guidance, just looking for some ways to help us. And tarot is a very specific type of card reading. There are quite a few decks out by Radley Valentine that are user friendly. Traditional tarot, and I don't know it, but from my understanding, it can take years to learn. And there are certainly people that are interested in that. But for somebody that just wants to learn a type of intuitive advice it's very easy to use these oracle cards, as you can see with the way I'm pulling them. So let's see, PJ, what they want you to know about your readings. Well, angel therapy. If that isn't so interesting that you would pull this card, only because I'm sure so much of what you do is angel therapy. This is Archangel Raphael that's come in. So I really feel that this is a strong hit for you, PJ, that this is going to be something you're going to be doing in the future. Little by little, this is going to be a primary source of income for you. Again, you know, it's so interesting because I think what I'm seeing, and I'm feeling this so much this year, that it's so much about taking it slow. So keep that turtle in mind. Keep the way the turtle moves slowly but makes such incredible progress. And we have so many turtles here in Florida, and they actually have turtle crossing signs. And whenever I see a turtle, heaven forbid that it's crossing the road, because it can take a while if you're waiting for it to pass, but I always feel that it's a reminder to take it slow. So again, remember what I said in the beginning of this Facebook Live, that it's not about being perfect. It's about trusting yourself and knowing that you have the ability to do exactly what it is you set out to do. And Archangel Raphael, give your cares and worries to us angels and allow us to take your burdens. So I feel with you what this is really signifying is the whole idea of thinking that what if my readings aren't correct? What if this? What if that? You're doing exactly what you're meant to do. So I leave that with you, PJ, and thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, Sabrina. Okay, can you tell me what my angels? Okay, yes. A lot of people wanting the angel deck. You know, it's interesting because this was the deck that I was really called to use. And I thought, well, what the heck? I was going to give everybody a choice today. And everybody's looking to see what their angels have to say. So I think, again, just as I said in the whole angel therapy, our best guidance is the guidance that we can trust. So let's see. Sensitivity. Archangel Haniel. So here's a very strong hit for you, Sabrina, that this full moon is going to enlighten you in big ways. And what I mean by that is I think there's a part of you that's been kept, you know, kind of under the shadow, so to speak. And I'm not talking about a shadow side. I'm feeling like almost like you're just really been going through a time where you've been feeling extremely sensitive, very vulnerable is the word that I'm getting. So I'm feeling like this is a time for you to get some self-nurturing in. Remember that being sensitive is a beautiful attribute to have. However, it's really important that when we're sensitive and empathic, that we remember to protect ourselves. And I always remind everybody that self-nurturing is so important. So when you're doing any type of work, make sure that everything that you give in some way energetically, you're bringing back. So I'm seeing some type of body care for you, maybe a massage, a pedicure, a manicure. I feel something like with some hands-on, and acknowledge the fact that you are a sensitive person. The big thing I'm getting to is remember to cut your cords. And when we talk about cutting our cords, what we're doing, I always kind of, you know, do this through my body and just say, I release you with love and light. I release you with love and light. Even if you don't specifically know who you're cutting your cords to, just know, just releasing the energy. You don't want anybody with any type of etheric cord taking your energy. And when we are empathic, and so many of you out there are, it just makes this even more significant and even more important that you remember the cutting the cords. So I invite you to get some self-nurturing in, do a mini spa day for yourself, and know you're on the right track. Thank you so much, Sabrina, for that, your comment and tuning in. Okay. Oh, Tatiana, thank you for loving my hair. Joy. Susan, thank you for all that beautiful guidance. If you feel guided, I would love and appreciate a reading. Excited for 2018 and would love a message. And this is from Joy. Well, first of all, let me see. It says, see more. Oh, Ireland. Wow. Beautiful country you have there. I was privileged to visit there years ago. Absolutely loved it. Joy, I'm going to pull an angel for you and thank you for all the compliments. I'm certainly glad that you find these Facebook Lives beneficial. So let's see. I'm going to go to the angel deck since that seems to be the one that most people are requesting. So let's see what angel comes up for you, Joy, in the land of the leprechauns. So I think Ireland is just infused with that leprechaun, fairy energy. At the time I went, I really wasn't knowing a ton about all of that. I'd love to get back there because I really know much more, and I'd love to look, because so many people talk about leprechaun experiences and fairy experiences when they're in Ireland. So I think it's such a magical place. So let's see what angel comes up for you. Oh, wow. This is so funny. And again, you saw me shuffling away, right? So we've got moon cycles, Archangel Haniel coming up for you. So what does this mean? This means that this full moon is very important for you. And it's not that it's more important for you than for everybody else, but it's really inviting you to pay specific attention. What I'm going to focus on here are the doves in this picture, because what I believe this has to say to you, Joy, is that you've been really looking for some peace in your life. You'd really like to just have peace of mind. I think you've got to pay attention to your thoughts. There's times I think you focus on worrying, maybe needlessly. The one experience I've had in my life, and speaking of my book, Songs of My Life, Slightly Out of Tune, which is that funny approach to everything that we've learned. I have a chapter in that book called Don't Worry, Be Happy, because as I say in the book, if worry was an Olympic sport, I would be a gold medalist. That was how I was. I'm still content that way, but I'm much better than I used to be. And what I found throughout the challenges in my life was that the things that I worried about never happened, and the things that I didn't worry about that I would have never even imagined did. So just keep in mind, worrying is like praying for something you don't want. And you want to make sure that your thoughts, especially those really strong thoughts, are focused on the things you want to bring into your life, not on the things that you don't. So again, Archangel Haniel, grace of God, but keep in mind the peace. I'd like to see some meditation around you. If you're not in meditation practice, I would strongly invite you to do so. Get involved with the meditation practice. And again, even if you start very slowly, I think it's really going to help, first of all, put you in tune with these messages that you're looking for, that you would really like to have come through. And also, it will bring that peace of mind that you're looking for. So Archangel Haniel, thank you so much. All the way from Ireland, Joy. So Monica, thank you. You're welcome. Deanna, I would love a card. Is there anything I need to know? So let's see. And again, and this is the Archangel Oracle deck. And again, this is by Doreen Virtue, and that's where I'm going. And again, just a reminder, I'm SusanDintino. I will immediately have this on my page. So if you got a reading, want to take some notes after the fact, please do so. Feel free to. And then this will be up on my YouTube station. Again, I usually get it up the same day, so we'll definitely be able to access it that way as well. And getting it on the homepage of my website can be a bit of a challenge, but the one up there is so old that I've really got to do this. My intention is to have it in 3 different places for you to be able to get it. So let's see, Deanna, what card we're pulling for you. And here's Clear Cognizance, and this is Archangel Uriel. Archangel Uriel is the angel that can bring clarity to a situation. So if you are confused about something, if there's, for instance, this week I did my show on life purpose. That's such a big question. So many of you out there, what is it I'm supposed to be doing? Clear cognizance means that you have a knowing about things based on no logical type of information. So basically, that's one of your strong psychic abilities, being clear cognizant, Deanna. I also feel you're clairsentient, which is that you get feelings about things as well. But Archangel Uriel is really asking you to trust this information that you're getting through your third eye. And again, here's a whole nother chakra to talk about, third eye. right up here, and this is indigo in color, that deep purple. And again, so many of us get the information from our third eye, and then we don't take it to the crown where we act on it. So just make sure that you are trusting the information that you get, even though it might seem illogical. Just know that it's coming to you from your own intuitive ability. And again, another thing I say on my show all the time, if you are not really relying on more than just your five senses, right now you're at a disadvantage because we've moved on. We've moved on from just trusting our five senses. So know that you do have to pay attention to those intuitive hits and trust them enough to act on them. And this is Archangel Uriel, Angel of Clarity, that is wanting to really work with you on that. So I leave that with you. So thank you so much, Deanna. Okay, so I'm going to pronounce this Mabe. I hope that's right, Mabe. And she says, could you tell me the messages that my angels have for me? Certainly. Remember, too, when we talk about the angelic realm, and I know I mentioned this a little bit earlier, that it's really important that you recall the angels. We all have guardian angels, so we all have specific angels that work with us. They come in with us from the time we're born, and they stay with us until we pass this physical life. I really believe, and again, there's some angels that stay with us on the other side as well. I think, we have a certain angel or angels that come in right from the beginning, and then I feel that we have angels that come and go. And one of the things I think that's really fun to do is to get your guardian angels' names. So one of these days in the not too distant future, I'll do a meditation and we'll get some names, because I think that's really fascinating to just know that you can actually refer them by name. So we'll have to play with that a little bit. And actually, anybody can go into meditation and just say, "Hi, guardian angels, will you please tell me your name?" And it's amazing. Jot the name down. Any name that comes to you. Don't allow yourself to censor or whatever. Any name that comes to you, and just allow yourself that ability to believe it, write it down, and then ask for the angel to verify it in, like, say, 14 days. And somehow you'll either see the name in a book, hear it in a song, maybe meet a person with that name. It's really amazing how that works. So let's see what we have here for Mabe. And here we go. The same card again. Sensitivity, Archangel Haniel. Very interesting. And again, this is a deck of 44 cards, how much Archangel Haniel has been coming in. So she's come in just in these mini cards 4 times. And again, I selected her intuitively, feeling she was the Archangel that wanted to work with us. And she obviously is. You're very clairsentient. That is a very strong psychic ability of yours, very much something that you can rely on for your information. We call them angel bumps, when you get goosebumps, when you hear something or see someone, or maybe you're thinking about somebody and the phone rings, and just getting strong feelings about things that have no basis in anything other than the fact that you feel it. So again, we step out of our logical mind and go into our intuitive mind. Sensitivity. I'm going to share some of the same information. I feel it's a time for you to do some nurturing this month, especially in the remainder of this month going into the beginning of February. I'd like you to be very cognizant of self-care. If you don't have a regimented self-care routine, it's time for you to put one in place. So what I mean by that is, maybe if it's getting, again, some type of a body care treatment once a month, or going out and enjoying a wonderful book, just being with yourself, being alone, allowing yourself, maybe enjoying a wonderful movie. I really feel that with you, it's almost like you have to schedule it in, be it your phone, be it your day planner. You have to schedule in some self-nurturing. Very important for you. Again, this full moon, Archangel Haniel coming in, you're probably going to feel your sensitivities heightened. So just know that Archangel Haniel will assist you in moving through the energy. Pay attention to getting your self-nurturing needs met. Thank you so much. Okay, we have a couple thank yous here. Thank you, thank you. Okay, let's see. Yes, and Tatiana, and I'm actually going to, let's see, first time watching. Okay, I am going to do a card pull for Tatiana, and then I'm going to end with Melissa. I'll go a little bit over time. For those of you that I didn't get to, I apologize. I've allocated 50 minutes for this, and certainly please stop in, visit my radio show, because I will definitely, just remind me in the show, say, hey, I missed my mini reading on Facebook Live. I'll make sure that I get to you during the radio show. And next time you tune in, which I trust you will, just let me know that I didn't get to you, and I will make sure. So Tatiana, I want to pull a card for you, because I enjoyed Tatiana's Facebook Live not that long ago, and she was kind enough to do it for me. We are very good friends. I have known Tatiana quite a few years. Sad thing is we don't see each other physically, but we're soul sisters, so one way or the other, we're always communicating with one another. So let's see the card we pulled. Oh, spiritual understanding. So here's Archangel Raziel. And because I personally know Tatiana, I know this has a great deal of meaning for her. This is so much about you really going full steam ahead. And I know that's what you're doing with your spiritual career. Again, as I said, she's an amazing, amazing musician. Her music is incredible. That's Tatiana Skavnicki. Check her out on Facebook. Check her out on anything that has to do with her music. Skavnicki is Scavnicky, and if I had any ability, I would put it in this little chat room, but heavens knows I'm having enough trouble reading by the side. So this Merkaba, this is so much about soul traveling for you, so much about you really moving into the additional dimensions. We know that right now, physically speaking, there are more dimensions being offered to us on a spiritual level. So that's a whole nother topic that I don't want to muddy the water with right now. But boy, oh boy, 2018 is going to be a stellar year for you, Tatiana, moving forward, and so much about trusting the guidance you're getting from, again, I've seen it personally, what's happening, and this is a strong hit for you. Archangel Raziel, you are making magic right now, girlfriend. So beautiful year for you, 2018. Thank you so much for tuning in. And now, Melissa, let's finish up with a reading for you. I'm so glad you're tuning in for the first time. And again, as I said, if anything that you heard here you want to re-listen to or whatever, or you feel there might be some friends out there that could benefit from some of this information, please, I invite you to share the video. If you haven't liked my Facebook page, I always certainly appreciate that as well. And again, check out my website, SusanDintino.com. And Melissa, let's see what angel comes up for you. Remember who you are, Archangel Michael. So we've really had the big shot angels, two of the four major angels coming in. So what this is saying, Melissa, again, I feel 2018 is so much a year of getting those projects that have not been pursued, really getting them underway. This is a call for you to know that you are a powerful person, that you can accomplish everything that it is that you would like to do. Archangel Michael wants to work with you. You're very loved, and I really feel, again, for all of you that tune in, the overwhelming message that I feel, and I think because so much going into February, it's such a month about love. Remember how loved you are. That's the huge takeaway from this full moon lightening us up, to remember self-love, that we are divine beings that are pure love. Anything else doesn't exist. It's all about love. And this is really, Melissa, inviting you to remember that, to remember how important you are, remember how powerful you are, and that you're very loved. So whatever this project is that you've been kind of putting on the back burner, this is your year to get it out. I see very creative around your auric field, a lot of orange, which is telling me, okay, sacral chakra, down in the area around our sexual organs, inviting you. It's time for you to be creative. So just know that. Know Archangel Michael, ready, willing, and able. All you have to do is call. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. It's such a pleasure to really come into wherever it is that you're watching this. I really appreciate your comments and your questions, and I am so glad I've been able to be with you. So enjoy the full moon. Get out January 31st, and just know you're very loved. You're very loved. Have a wonderful weekend, and thank you.